Hello, my name is Eliza Becker. This is my introductory video that I did on Perezi. A little bit about myself. My current job is a fifth grade teacher at Eshelman Elementary School here in Millersville. This is my third year teaching, and as a fifth grade teacher, I'm teaching every single subject except science, which is kind of a blessing because it's one less prep I have to do. I switch with my counterpart for that. Prior to teaching fifth grade, I started my teaching career in Eshelman actually as a long-term sub in fifth grade, the position I'm in now, and then I had a long-term sub position at Hempfield as a gifted support teacher, which was such a unique experience. And then I was in sixth grade at Central Manor Elementary School last year, and I transitioned to fifth grade at Eshelman this year, as I said before, and I plan on staying. Quickly, some of my hobbies and interests. I have Chincoteague Island, Virginia listed here because it is my favorite place in the entire world. If you've never heard of it, they're famous for their wild pony swim, which occurs in July, the end of July. The Aztec pony swim across the bay into Chincoteague. And pretty much a lot of my hobbies and interests stem from Chincoteague Island, Virginia. We like to bike ride, go to the beach, hike, crab, clam, kayak, anything that involves being outside. And if I'd be somewhere, I'd like to be here always. I love traveling. I've been to most recently Hawaii. Um, I went to Maui and Oahu this past summer with my husband as an anniversary trip. We spent like 2.5 weeks there, so we were very fortunate to have that experience. To alleviate my stress during the school year, I play volleyball. I am almost 6 foot tall, and I never played in college or high school. It's kind of just a fun activity that I like to play now. Last thing, I'm a hardcore ice cream lover. My students know that about me. It's a fun way I can connect with them pretty easily. I say it's my favorite food, and they argue with me that it's not, but if you're looking for a good ice cream flavor, Double Dunker by Turkey Hill. Quick pictures. This is a picture I took in Hawaii. This is on Oahu. Quick pictures of Chincoteague. That's a picture of my dad and my younger sister, and then my husband and I kayaking in like October. Finally, my response to Hattie's article, or Hattie's video, excuse me. Hattie says that evidence suggests many of the strategies / policies we spend a lot of time talking about don't actually make a difference. Talk about one of these that surprised you. Why is it surprising? And how is this important to you? Heartbreaking one that struck me was the individualized instruction because Hattie explains that it ranked 143, which, it was upsetting because I feel like I spend so much of my time getting to know my students and how they can be successful and what their unique interests are and how they learn best. And I do my best to incorporate that in daily instruction. And to be honest, it is extremely exhausting. It takes a lot of effort. As I said, I teach every single subject except science, and making sure that each of my students' needs are met on a daily basis to incorporate that in my lesson plans is exhausting. So after I kind of was blindsided by this fact that it doesn't matter as much as I think it does, I couldn't decide if it was a relief or not, because maybe I shouldn't be worrying as much about it as I currently do. But then I thought how when I was in school, I always loved if there was an activity that I really enjoyed, I felt like I was so much more engaged. And I see that with some of my students when I give them choices that are relevant to their interest. And it's not by chance, I do that on purpose. So I'm kind of torn on, even though that might not make as much as an effect as I think it does, I kind of still think it's important. It's something I'm going to have to reflect more on. I'm interested to hear your thoughts and like to respond to that. I wanted to end on a semi-positive note on what does have a positive impact, a positive effect on students. I chose Hattie's second one, the power of moving what students know now towards explicit success criteria. I think it's so cool because you need to recognize where students are now and focus more on how you can grow students from where they are, and kind of knowing that, which is kind of like individualized instruction, but then focusing on ways to grow them instead of boring them with things that they're already successful in.